other controls, checkbox, radio button, combo box, all that stuff. Go to toolbox. Okay, checkbox. Drag and so when we use this checkbox control, we can have more than one checkbox that can be selected, and each checkbox will allow you by default to work with two properties: default and checked, unchecked, checked and unchecked. If you want your checkbox to be applied with three states, then you have to convert that. Go to properties of the checkbox control. We have a property called three state. You have to enable it. Yes, three state. Now the states that are applied will be checked, unchecked, and third one will be indeterminate. Three options will be applied. Try one, execute the code. We'll just do all the three. Like, how does it make a difference? When we say three state applied for your checkbox. Yes, this is checked. This is indeterminate, unchecked. Three options. Okay, that is checkbox. Now we will have multiple checkboxes. Here, go to toolbox. This is one checkbox. Second checkbox I'll keep here. Second checkbox. Then third checkbox. Fourth checkbox. Four are there. Now I even keep text box here, somewhere bottom of it here, and I want this text box for multi-line property. So go to properties. You'll have an option here as multi-line. Make it true. Enable it. Yes. Now what exactly we are looking is we want to change here. First, I'll go to properties of the checkbox and I'll change the text as C#. Second checkbox, again go to properties. This time I'll say Oracle. Third checkbox, I go to properties and we call as ASP.NET. Fourth checkbox, properties. Here I write SQL Server. Yes, four checkbox. Okay. Now, whenever I select these checkboxes, I want that information to be displayed in this text box. Means if I select C#, I should get C#. If I select Oracle, should get Oracle in it. If I select ASP.NET, I should get ASP.NET. Okay. How do you do that process now? Since I need to get whatever I select in the same text box, so what I do now is I call select this checkbox, right click, go to properties, go to event. Here there is a default event called checked changed event. The event is what? Checked. Checked changed event. Hmm. How do you do that? Here I write something called selection of subjects. Selection of subjects. That is event name. Double click. Yes, method is generated. Now link all the checkboxes to that method. Select this, right click, go to properties, then just link it. Yes, same. Select ASP.NET, go to properties, check the changed, link it. Then SQL Server, right click, properties, check the changed, done. Yes, all the things have been specified. Now go to that method, write the logic. What do you write is string s equal to subject semicolon. If now what do you want? Checkbox one dot checked checked. Then I say s plus equal to checkbox one dot text plus slash else if checkbox two dot checked s plus equal to checkbox two dot text plus slash t else if checkbox three dot checked s plus equal to checkbox three dot text plus slash t else if checkbox four dot checked then s plus equal to checkbox four dot text plus slash t. But this should be connected to text box. Text box one dot text equal to s. Let's see how does it work. Execute. Yes, first I select Oracle. I got Oracle. C sharp, ASP.NET. Else you remove. Okay, rerun the code again. Oracle, C sharp, SQL Server, ASP.NET. Uncheck means the way checkboxes are designed, na, exactly in that way that the content is being added. First SQL Server. I select C sharp. So first C sharp will come. Then ASP.NET. So ASP.NET. Oracle. What did you do? You connected all checkboxes to one event. What is the event method created? What is the event you connected? Checked changed event. And the checked changed event executes which method? Selected subject. That event, that method will be executed. That is how checkboxes will work for us. Okay. Same way, we'll go to radio button. So file, new, project, Windows Forms application, click OK. Now, first fundamental rule of radio button is radio button radio button will provide only two states, checked, unchecked, only two. Okay, whereas checkbox was giving default 2, later you can change to 3 as a checkbox. Two states were checked and unchecked, and for radio button, checked, unchecked. But checkbox can be applied with 3 also as it. The third one is indeterminate. For radio button, there is no such option available. So now what first I do is I'll create now 5 to 6 radio buttons, one after the other or one beside the other. Anyways, that's how you feel convenient in that way. That part we'll do first. Okay, for each this one. So go to toolbox and do the task. Toolbox. This is one radio button. This is second. This is third. This is fourth. 5, 6. Now I have altogether 6 radio buttons. What I'll do in this 6, 2 radio buttons I'll make as one group now. 2 radio buttons. I mean to say combination. 2 radio buttons makes one combination. 2 radio buttons makes one combination. 2 radio buttons will make one combination. Okay, what are they? How do you make them? First, you arrange them all. This is one radio button. This is another. And this is our third radio button, which I'm going to put there. Sorry, fourth one. This is one more. This is another. This is one more. This is one more. First radio button, I'll represent like this. Text, mail. Second radio button, here I use properties, female. Third radio button, I'll call married. Fifth radio button, I'll call unmarried. Here, graduate. Here I call postgraduate. Yes. If I run my program now, the problem that you face is from gender, you can make a choice of one. Even for marital status, you can select only one. And even from the studies, also you can make a choice of one. It means not selecting one from the group, selecting from all over among 6 radio buttons. That is what it does now. If I go for selection, default it is on male. If I select unmarried, male will be deselected. But actually, there is no comparison at all. This is about gender I'm talking about. So I want in these two, male should be selected. In these two, unmarried should be selected. In between these two, I want postgraduate should be selected. But accidentally, that is not happening. It's making all 6 radio buttons as one group. Six radio buttons has a one group. That is the reason from six radio buttons, you are in a position to select any one. Okay, how do you select then? How do you make groups in the what do you call the radio buttons? That was not a problem with checkbox. Checkbox was default supporting us. However, we have a provision of selecting multiple. But now we need to think on this part then. So how do you make this? So let me just conclude with one small point. And that point is C# provides a special category of control, that which you call as containers. What do you call this as? Containers. Expand. Now place one container. Group box. Okay. One more container. Toolbox. Panel. Yes. Two containers. One is named as group box. One is named as pan. Yes. Come. Now if you see, first two radio buttons, they are on form. Next two radio buttons are in group box. Okay. Are in pan. Yes. How many containers now? Answer is three containers. One form container, two group box container, three panel container. So simple conclusion is six radio buttons distributed among three containers. Now you have a provision of getting one selection, one selection, control F5. Now you see, from each group, one radio button is selected. Now, because that I place them differentiating with what containers. Try. From here, male is selected, unmarried, graduate. Okay, that is the working of radio button. Now we will see another example. Close this, remove all these things. Now we are going to put a control called combo box control. Combo box, drag and drop. Yes. What do you want in it? Make a list. Right click, properties, collection. Give all the values here. All the values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values. Click OK. Yes. And remember, by default, combo box gives you collection of elements from the list here. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All are in the form of string. All are in the form of what? String. Text type data. Now there are two provisions. Either you can manually go there and click. If not, you can type 4. Just click here. You click on this. Cursor is already on 4 because you have typed 4. 4 was available. Acha, another scenario. Now I'll say 10. 10 I don't have. When I click on it, cursor is nowhere on the list. Like from the list of values, there is no 10. So cursor didn't go to that value. You want only drop down list without, like, it should not allow you to type something here. You don't, it should not allow me to type. So go to properties and you can do that. Here, drop down style, one property is there. Yeah, here. Currently it is drop down. Change, drop down list. That's over. Now you can't type. It's meant only for selection. Yes. Now you can't type here. I say you can't type. No, you can't. Only is selection. Okay. Now you will try for output. What do you want to do? You want to have values to be added in that combo box. That's actually called drop down list with coding. I want to add values with what? Coding. How would you do that? Go to properties first. Give the name for it. Name here. CMB list values, or CMB list, some name I'm giving. CMB list. Okay. Now you want to add that in your combo box, right? So what you do is select the form, double click, form load event is generated. In that I can write CMB list dot add CMB list dot items dot add sixth value. Repeat. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Here, sixth, 7, 8. We don't go for all this. Now run the code. Default was only 6. Default was only 5. Now run a code. You'll have 3 more values added with coding. On the whole, you'll have 8 values. Yes, 6th, 7th, 8th are added with coding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I added through property, items property. Okay, another part I'll show you. Another part. What is it I do? I'll place one label here. Label. Okay, here I have label. Okay, somewhere I put here. For this label, we'll go to properties. Increase the font size. Browse. Bold. 11. Okay. Chalo, done. Now, what exactly you need, whenever I select a value here, I want that value to be available in label. Double click on what? Combo box. Default event is selected index changed. That is the default event of this one, combo box. Default event of button, click. Default event of text box, text change. Default event of checkbox, checked change. Default event of combo box, selected index change. What do you need? Then I say here, what I need. String s equal to cmb list dot selected cmb list dot text. I'll say first property text, and you want that to be in label. Label 1 dot text is equal to try now. You select some value, it will get that of text and will add to label. One scenario. 3, yes. 5, yes. 8, 8. 1, 1. Like this. One scenario. Okay, but I'm not interested for I'm not interested for text. I want its index position. Int ind equal to emb list dot set index label 1 dot text is equal to ind dot to string. Run the code. 3. Index position it is 1, 0, 8, 7. Yes. What did I use? Selected index property I used. Comment this. This is another scenario. This part. Third one. Again I say label 1 dot text is equal to cmb list dot selected what it is, selected text, or else you can use another value, selected value difference. Selected text returns string type data, selected value returns generic type data, that is object type it will return. Run the code. Oh, direct I'm writing. Selected text it is. s equal to label one equal to, we'll try for selected value also, and even we'll try for selected item also. Yeah, it's not different. We'll try one selected value is also there, but it will return in the form of object asset. So convert, you only convert dot to string. Okay, try. When type it will return. That's the reason I manually converted to toString. I manually have converted to toString. Object reference, exactly. Not set to an instance of an object. Error still available. Direct, it's not supporting. Then what should I do then? Get the value in object. Get the value into object. Convert to string. Try again, once again. Selected value. Even you can see the difference. The text is not being displayed as it was displaying in text and index. Both of them are not directly implementing for us. Which two? Selected value is not directly working for us. Okay. Selected value, it's not directly supporting for us. And selected text is also not directly supporting for us. Then do one thing. We'll go with selected item. One more is there. Go for that also. String s equal to cmb list dot selected item. Okay, but you can see it's already error. Convert them. Convert to string. Okay. Get that into label. Label one dot text is equal to s. Try out once. Two already we didn't find. Now we are trying for third option here. Select the value. Yes, it's working. Yeah, this is working. Two things have not been implemented for us. Selected value and selected text. Those two have not worked. Rest all we got implementation. Acha, another thing. When to use selected item, when to use text, that part also we will demonstrate. But before to it, I'll comment this. Three scenarios we covered just now. This is scenario one, comment. Scenario two, scenario three. Now what I want is just create one class. Create one class here only. Here. Class name I call as employee. Will have now public int employee ID, public string emp name, public double emp salary. Three fields. Three fields. What do you want to do? You want to add, create a constructor then. PTOR constructor. Get your values extracted here. Int ID, string name, double pay. Assign emp ID equals to ID, emp name equals to name, emp salary equal to pay. That's done. Parameterized constructor. Now do one thing. Come down. In your form load event method here, I want that employee class object employee1 equal to new employee and you want to put data ID 1001, then Ahmed, then salary 18900, semicolon. Create like this few more objects, two, three, four employees data I'm trying. Create them. E2, E3, E4, 1002, 1003, 1004. Then I'll give here fourth employee, fourth salaries here 12, 120, 8, 900, 28, 580. Yes, all objects like it. Now you want to add these objects into combo box. Go for it. Add now. CMB list dot items dot add E1. Repeat. Copy this. Second object, third object, fourth E1. This is E2. This is E3. This is E4. Yes. Run the code and you see this difference. It doesn't add employees data. Rather, it will add class name. See there. Windows Forms application 3.employee, employee, employee, employee. 4 times you find that has added class name. What you need then? You need data or you need the class name? What do you want to add in the list? Currently it is adding what? Everywhere class name. What exactly you're looking for? Data. I want ID, name and salary of the employee in the combo box. But currently it's not doing so. Do you understand? Now what do you want? You want data now? So for that reason, what we are supposed to do is here in this class, what employee, you have to override toString method, and inside I should write return employee ID concatenate employee name concatenate employee salary. Thus, come now, come down. Now when I run my code, now you can see that you are added with data, not with class. Yes. So now if you look into this content, 8 values are there, which are of string type, 8 values. And 4 values are there that are of employee class type, different type data. Now how do you fetch them? Okay, and one more thing, we can reduce this work here. Why to have this E1, E2 and this part separately? Delete this and direct this part you copy here over. That would be more simple. This part bring here over. Remove this extra semicolon so that at least 5 lines of code is reduced for us. Four lines. Instance creation, adding. Both the things will happen in one line itself. Both the things. Delete this object of no use. That's it. Now data is produced. But how do you retrieve? Now you can find. Yes. Here. How do you get information is first I say object s equal to cmb list dot selected item. I already said selected item returns object type data. Then write if s is equal to type of string. Then I say label one dot text is equal to string plus s semicolon. Else if s dot get type is equal to type of employee, then label one dot text is equal to employee content plus. Yes. Now see, if string that will be available in label one, giving you that is string type data. If it is employee, you'll get employee content. Over. String data. This is string type content. Employee data. See that analyzation, the way it is differentiating. This, this is the advantage of going for object. Object can have any type data or no, any type, because it is generic type. Object can have string representation of data. Object can have even employee data. Object can have float value. Object can have any type data. We studied about object in a topic called boxing unboxing. There I'm talking. Here I'm not talking about boxing and I'm just comparing. Here I'm just saying that object can store any type data. So once it is storing string, once it is storing employee class object data. Okay, do you understand? This is one real-time scenario that which we usually come across on this combo box process. That's it. We'll stop the session here.